Welcome to the Chef Upstairs. I'm Chef Julian. Welcome to the Chef Upstairs. Here we are in our studio space in Vaughan. I'm going to show you around a little bit. So this is one of our studios here where we'll be hosting our cooking classes or private cooking parties. You can see a little setup here for our guests. This might actually be a cocktail style party. So less seating, more area to socialize, have small bites. And of course, you're back here in the kitchen cooking with us. So come on over here. We actually have 2 studio spaces here where we can divide it with a soundproof partition wall or open up the full space for parties for up to 100. So here we've got our seating right around the countertop, some high top tables for extra socializing. And again, once you're ready to start cooking, you come on over behind here. Got lots of space. We can get about 16 people cooking all at once. Back here on the stove, on the countertops. And get a drink in hand and have some fun. So I got into cooking at a pretty early age. I was raised mainly by my mom for the first half of my childhood, and she actually signed me up to cooking classes at the YMCA. So I did, I think, a couple of years of just fun cooking classes, but funny enough, I would go out to the other kids' stations and start teaching them how to do the recipe and giving them instructions. So teacher said that I really ate it up, so to speak. I actually grew up in a family restaurant. I'm the 4th generation owner of that restaurant now. It's the oldest Jewish deli in Ontario called Panzer's Deli. So I started working there at the age of 11 until 14, so about 4 years, part-time after school and on weekends. I would say I didn't do a ton of cooking at that age, but I worked the cash register. I did a little bit of chopping, some salads, and really learned the pressures of being in customer service in the hospitality industry. So that was a great first job for me. And then I joined up in culinary school at George Brown College in Toronto at the age of 20. I'm 34 now, so the rest is history. So how did I get started with the Chef Upstairs? It's kind of a funny story, and like many great things in life, they seem to happen after a rock bottom has been hit. So my rock bottom happened in my career, basically when I became head chef of a restaurant, and I realized that this was not all it was cut out to be. I had no social life, no family life, and I was making very minimal money. So I actually applied to teach at the Chef Upstairs and got no response for 3 months. My next job was a job that I truly did not like and was not going to work out for me. And I remember it was the day where I decided I cannot go back to this job. I received an email, I was on my lunch break, from the owner at the time of the Chef Upstairs, Greg Heller, and his email said, "Hey, I just lost my kid's chef. Are you looking for a job?" I worked my first event that weekend with no experience, no training, just basically the menu and what I'm going to be doing. I worked the event. I totally fell in love with it, and I've been working with the Chef Upstairs ever since. 2 years later, my wife and I opened the second location of the Chef Upstairs with Greg. She was about 9 months pregnant when we started, and our firstborn was born the same month that we opened the second location. And we've been doing that now. That was 3 years ago. Here at the Chef Upstairs, we are a full culinary experience. With 2 locations, one in Vaughan and one in Midtown Toronto, you can expect to join us for an array of cooking classes for all ages, private cooking parties. Also, we go to people's homes. We are full service catering, providing a personal chef experience for you, your friends, and your family, so you can be a guest in your own home. can you expect when you arrive at the Chef Upstairs? Come on in, you grab an apron, we throw a drink in your hand, you join us in the kitchen with one of our amazing chefs here, and have some fun with our interactive cooking experience. Why is our junior chef program so important to me? So teaching children and teens how to cook at an early age is so crucial for engaging kids in the kitchen, engaging kids and teens in what they eat, crushing picky eating habits, getting kids more interested in trying new things, new experiences, learning a new skill. We build teamwork, we build leadership skills here, we hone their palates, and we build friendships too. Buying and eating local produce has so many benefits to it. One benefit is you're reducing the need for gas and oil for transporting the produce. If you're getting this stuff from down the street versus across the world, then there's going to be a lot less resources going into that, a lot less cost going into it. Another point is you're supporting local. So you're supporting the farmer down the street. You're supporting the local purveyors for restaurants. And the last thing I could say, which is probably the point that affects you the most, is you're getting produce in its prime flavor and nutritional value. So something that's picked right from the fields just yesterday is going to have a lot more nutritional value and a lot more flavor than something coming halfway across the world or from the freezer section. Coming up with the recipes at the Chef Upstairs was a really interesting process. Whereas in a restaurant, a chef wants to create a recipe that's delicious and it's complicated and it really speaks from the chef's soul. We wanted to do some of those things. We actually had to collaborate with home cooks so that we could achieve that wow factor in our recipes, but also providing a simplicity and ease for the guests so that they can recreate these recipes in the comfort of their own home. Our cooking classes really span globally. So you can come for a Moroccan cooking class, an Italian one, and a Thai class all in the same week. Our recipes, they come from our experiences as chefs, our travels, and our cultural backgrounds. You're really going to get a mixed bag when you come here to the Chef Upstairs. Travel is really an important aspect to a chef's experience and really what we do here, from recipe development to engaging the guests in an evening of storytelling. So my story has taken many turns. One, for instance, was in New Orleans. I lived in New Orleans for a few months. I fell madly in love with that city and all the culture and food and music that it has to offer, from taking cooking classes there to actually helping open a restaurant and learning all the recipes there. This is one of those things that we can bring to the table here. Another place traveled to was Vietnam with my wife for our honeymoon, where we actually took cooking classes. And part of that effort was to be able to bring that knowledge and that experience and that passion from halfway around the world to right here in our studio. Thanks for joining me here at the Chef Upstairs. I got to get back in the kitchen.